Hi, I'm Dr. Dante Gonzalez. I'm an orthodontist in Northern California, and I've been in practice for about 14 years. Before I started my practice, I had worked with a few other orthodontists for about a year or so, and they were really good offices and really good orthodontists. And upon starting my practice, I basically borrowed all the things that I had learned in those practices and incorporated them into my practice. And that seemed to get me off to a really good start, and it carried me for probably the first 8 to 10 years. And we had tremendous growth. Everything was going well. But probably for the past 3 to 4 years, growth slowed, almost probably to a flat line. And I never really thought of hiring a consultant because I thought if I just worked harder, things would improve and get better. But there was a quote that kept coming to mind that said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And looking at what I was doing in my practice, I realized I hadn't really made any significant changes for the past 4 or 5 years. And it wasn't because I was opposed to change. I just didn't really know what to change and how to change it. So it was at this point that I just happened to come across an offer from the Scheduling Institute, and that decision in itself was probably the most important decision that I'd made in my career. I think from the moment I started listening to the CDs, I realized that this was different from anything I had heard before, and it wasn't the same dogma that I had learned from other orthodontists and other dentists. And I have to say, from the time I started to institute all of the changes in the office, I noticed 2 things happening. Most of the staff were excited and liked the changes and the challenges, and there were some staff that didn't. They weren't as excited or as accepting. And this in itself created one of the most important changes in the office. It forced everyone to be accountable, especially me. And we've only been in the program for about 11 months, but we've already had some big wins, and all of the numbers are up. And I'm really excited. And the past year, I've grown more as a business owner and manager of my office than I have probably in the first 14 years in practice. And I'm sure I still have a lot to learn, but what Jay has done for me is lifted a veil that had been covering my eyes as to both what myself and my practice and my life could actually become. And the other thing the program has done for me is given me the tools and the vision to make it all happen. And I'm really excited for the second half of my career. I wish I would have come across this program earlier, but there's an old Buddhist proverb that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And after 14 years, I can honestly say that I'm ready. And I can also say, thanks, Jay, for showing up when you did. Thanks.